What time is it? 8 minutes. Shall I start the session? An easy paper, but for the passage. Other questions you should be able to answer. We'll start with the first one, and all these questions go with grammar knowledge. I'll read the first one, then we'll see where the error is. When bacterium become fit in one environment, underline the word fit. They either lose fitness, underline they also lose fitness, or fail, underline the verb fail. Fail to increase fitness in other environments. So here we have two verbs, fit, lose, and they go with the plural form, not fits, not loses. And also we have a pronoun they, that is a plural pronoun. Based on that, you have to tell yourself here the subject has to be in the plural form, or we need a plural noun. What is the subject here? Underline the word bacterium. Bacterium is singular or plural? Please write singular, mark it wrong. What is the plural of that? Bacteria. So this is based on contextual awareness and also your grammar knowledge. The moment you focus on the pronoun and two verbs, then you should be able to tell yourself the noun has to be in the plural. Right next to the question, what is this question about? Noun. It's about noun, singular, plural, plural form. Question number 2. So first one, easy or difficult? Easy. The state government undertakings. What is the subject here? You guys have to respond. Underline the state government undertakings. There is a phrase, but what is the key word in the phrase? Undertakings. Undertaking singular or plural? Plural. Who had to avail of loans from? Underline the verb avail. Also underline of loans. Both you have to underline. Avail of loans from the financial institutions at 10%, 11% interest per annum. And it was not difficult to imagine the plight of the private sector. Underline plight of the private sector. Plight of someone, plight of something means the problems of someone or problems of something. The plight of the poor people means what? The problems of the poor people. But when you read a sentence like this, what is a clue for you? There is a clue to spot the error. What is that clue? Put a star mark above the word avail. Now answer my question, which part of speech is it? It is a verb. We have different types of verbs. One of the types, reflexive verbs. What is a reflexive verb? Usually when you take a sentence in English, what is the basic pattern? Subject, verb, object pattern. In this pattern, action goes from the subject to the object. This is a regular pattern. But sometimes what happens, action goes back to the subject. When the action goes back to the subject, we say the action got reflected. And we call that particular verb a reflexive verb. What do you call it? A reflexive verb. All the verbs cannot be used reflexively. A few important verbs you have to recollect. Please write those verbs. They are known as reflexive verbs. Enjoy, absent, avail. These three are very important. And also write the word pride. Enjoy, they have given many a time. Absent, many a time. Avail, many a time. Pride. And two more verbs come under reflexive verbs. Write those two. Avenge and revenge. Avenge, revenge. But not that important. So what are the reflexive verbs you have to remember? Or you should have at your fingertips? Enjoy, absent, avail, pride, avenge, revenge. Now once you know there is a reflexive verb, you have to recollect the rule. There is an important rule. What is that rule? In a sentence, imagine there is a reflexive verb, then object. There is a reflexive verb, there is an object. You don't have to touch the sentence, absolutely no problem. But if there is a subject, a reflexive verb, after the reflexive verb there is no object, then the rule comes into picture. We have to use a reflexive pronoun. If there is no object after a reflexive verb, what are we supposed to use? Are you guys here? I've just said, what are you supposed to use? a reflexive pronoun. Now coming to this one, here we have avail of loans. There is a preposition, then it cannot be an object. That means there is no object, but we have a reflexive verb. Then what is missing here? Reflexive pronoun is missing. What is the subject here? Undertaking, singular or plural? Plural. What is the reflexive pronoun for that? They. Reflexive pronoun, themselves. So please write the word. In the second part there is an error. First you make a note. And the correct sentence, the state government undertakings to had to avail themselves of loans from. One word is missing. Which word is that? Themselves. Then the sentence is right. I hope you guys got it. And right next to the question, this is about a reflexive pronoun. What is the question about? You should always know and make a note. It is about reflexive pronoun. Reflexive verb, reflexive pronoun. Shall I go to the next one? 8 books published to commemorate. Underline the word commemorate. Means to mark, to celebrate the occasion, including the coffee table book brought out by Sanjay Baru on P.V. Narasimha Rao, was also released at the event. There are 2 things you have to focus on here. One, the punctuation. Where do you see the punctuation? The occasion, comma, and also P.V. Narasimha Rao, comma. That is one thing. And that means there is a phrase or a clause that you have to tell yourself. But there is a clue here. What is the clue? Tell me. There is one word. Then you can spot the error. Are you guys here? So what is the clue? Please underline the word including. When we try to join, now listen to the rule. I hope you are writing. You must have learned already, but write the key words. When we try to join 2 nouns using expressions like, which are usually conjunctions, expressions like with, along with, together with, as well as, besides, in addition to, including, rather than, no less than, nothing but, any of these, then the verb agrees with the first subject. When you use any of these expressions, the verb agrees with the first subject. Write one example. The minister, along with the party workers, the minister along with the party workers, will you say has been arrested or have been arrested? Has been arrested. What is the reason? Here we have 2 subjects. Underline the minister, also underline party workers. But these 2 subjects have been connected with what? Along with. Then I have listed that also. With, along with, together with, as well as. Then you have to recollect the rule. What is the rule? The verb agrees with the first subject. What is the first subject here? Subject 1, subject 2. Minister singular has been arrested. I hope you guys got this. With that awareness, we'll go to this question. First you underline 8 books. Then you underline the coffee table book, including the coffee table. That means we have 2 subjects. What is the first subject? 8 books. What is the second subject? The coffee table book. And we have the connecting word including. Then you have to recollect the rule. What is the rule? The verb agrees with the first subject. Based on that, can you say was or do you have to say were? Very good. That is the error. 8 books were also released. Then including the coffee table book, that is a phrase. You should not consider that. Verb agrees with the first subject. I hope you guys got it. Question number 4. The authorities have urged students, parents. I feel there are 2 errors here. One could be typo error. Students and parents. Please add the word and. But that is not the actual, while typing they must have made this mistake. But there is an error. The authorities have urged students and parents to check the official website only for information. See, whenever you read a sentence, first you have to know what the clue is. That's the reason why I have been asking. When you read a sentence like this, one word acts as the clue. What is that word? Please underline the word only. Then you have to recollect the rule. What is that rule? A common error, people use the word only wherever they wish to, or usually after a particular noun or adjective or a particular phrase or clause. But what is the rule? The word only should be used before whatever it describes. Where should we use it? Before whatever it describes. A common error, he has solved 2 problems only. This is what people say, wrong. What is the correct sentence? She has solved only 2 problems. Based on that, tell me what is the answer. The authorities have urged students and parents to check only the official website for information. So the position of only is not correct. It should be to check. To check what? Only the official website. It has to come before whatever it describes. It is about official website, only the official website. But common error, people use the official website only. She solved 2 problems only, not correct. She has solved only 2 problems. I hope you got it. Please make a note. Question is about the word only, adverb only. Question is about adverb only. Question number 5. Businessmen running stationery. You don't have to go beyond this. And already you must have learned there are 2 words which come under confusing words. Please write those 2 words. First one is N-E-R-Y. Second one is N-A-R-Y. Underline the last 4 letters. N-E-R-Y, N-A-R-Y. Stationery. At this age, usually you buy a lot of pens, pencils, papers, notebooks, all this. What is that stuff called? Stationery. But what is the spelling for that? N-E-R-Y or N-A-R-Y? It is N-E-R-Y. Stationery. N-A-R-Y means, write the meaning, static. It means what? Static. No movement at all. And the context talks about what? First one or second one? Businessmen running stationery, puja material, and essential commodities. So it is not about static. It is about pens, pencils, papers, notebooks. So what is wrong with this? What is the correct word here? N-E-R-Y, not N-A-R-Y. Who has got all the 5 correct? Ah, very good, I appreciate. 4 correct? Okay. Next set of questions, what do they deal with? Word swap, am I right? These are easy. The court directed. The court is a subject noun, then we need a verb. Directed is a verb. There is no problem as such. The court directed the state to consider age relaxation. Consider what? Age relaxation. There is a noun, no problem. In case of direct participate, then you have to stop. Can you say direct participate? What is the correct combination? Direct participation. But what is the next word? Direct recruitment. That seems right. For the project, so that petitioners can what? Participate in the process. So which 2 words you have to swap? C and D. Which option is that? Third option is the answer. Question number 7. The teams had to present. They have to present. Past, they had to present. I don't know how many of you do, but whenever you come across a particular question, first you have to look for the answer. But after getting the answer, you have to ask yourself, what else can I learn from this question? And underline had to. Have to, past form had to. It's a helping verb. What is the function of that? It is used to express an obligation imposed by an external authority or a situation. Obligation imposed by an external authority or a situation. They have given based on this many a time. So better you write, the teams had to present, it is in past, nothing wrong, based strategies on how to get more increase. Can you say more increase? Hold that one. And women. Here women noun. So we need, because the conjunction end, here increase or a noun. Increase is it could be a noun, it could be a verb. But a noun is a better option. And what is C here? Millennials. Which part of speech is it? Noun. So based on that, let us try these 2. to get more millennials and women to invest in mutual funds and increase MF penetration to 6% by 2025 from 2% now. This seems perfect. So which two words you have to change? Increase and millennials. B, C, which option is that? And you don't have to touch other options, other words. We'll go to the next one. There could be other parameters. This is a standard expression, nothing wrong with this. Means other conditions, other things you have to consider. There could be other parameters that can be defined in lieu of. Underline this. In means instead of. Write the meaning. In lieu of means instead of. Instead of profitability, that seems okay. That provide equal confidence for existing such. Contextually, it is not acceptable. For what? Investors, such as the investment commitment from existing and future investors. So which two words you have to change? C and D. Which option is that? Third option. All these are easy based on contextual awareness. The virtual platform also audiences. Can you say that? The virtual platform also offered, global. Which word seems better? Offered. The virtual platform also offered opportunities to artists to perform and connect with their audiences. Perfect. Since virtual festivals reach diverse and global audiences. So which two words you have to? A and C. Which option is that? Other words you don't have to touch. But here underline the word audiences. Some students may wonder, and they have a fixed idea, what is that? Audience cannot be used in the plural form. But here you have seen how many times it has been used? 2 times. Nothing wrong with the plural form. Audience usually singular. We are talking about one group, we use the word audience. But globally, one particular group in Australia, another group in Europe, another group in North American continent, then diverse different groups, then we use a plural term. Audiences, grammatically not at all wrong. It is right. Have you got it? Don't think audience is right, audience is wrong. Audience is also correct, based on the context. We'll go to the next one. The meeting was convened. Underline the word convened. Means arranged. Write the meaning of that. The meeting was convened means it was arranged to discuss evidence-based research. The meeting was convened. Any problem? For what? Or to do what? To discuss evidence-based research. Any problem? And surveillance. Any problem? No. Strategies with the discovery of brand new species living underwater. Nothing wrong. So what is the answer here? All correct. Please respect the fifth option sometimes. Okay. Underline the word discuss. Again, if you are a smart learner, when you see the word discuss, you have to recollect a rule. What is that rule? Common error. This is also a common error. A lot of people use prepositions after certain verbs. We should not do that. There are 5 verbs you have to know and remember. Write all the 5 quickly. First you write the word discuss, leave some space. Then you write order. Then you write inform. Then you write stress. Then you write attack. So what people do, they try to say discuss about. That is a common error. After the verb discuss, you should not use a preposition about. Order for. He ordered for coffee. Wrong. He ordered coffee. Common error. Inform to. They inform the students. You should not say they inform to the students. That is wrong. This is also a common error. He stressed on 2 things. Wrong. He stressed 2 things. Then it is correct. And attack against. Based on the context, sometimes you can, but generally. They attacked against the terrorists. Wrong. They attacked the terrorists. Then it is correct. So these you have to recollect. The moment you see the word discuss, you have to recollect. That is, in a way, you are a smart learner and you can consolidate your knowledge. Shall we go to, I think that set is over. Who has got all the 5? Good. Not that difficult, but you got to look at the sentences carefully, understand the context. Now we have a closed test, 5 blanks and 5 you should get. What is this passage about or paragraph about? Financial aspect, am I right? And prospective bankers, you should be able to get all the 5 correct. Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, FDIC, a US government agency created under the Banking Act of 1933, also known as the Glass-Steagall Act. That's it. The primary role of the FDIC is to any financial institution. There are 2 or 3 roles. One is regulate, another is streamline, third is insure or ensure. You can also use the word ensure. Here, based on that awareness, the primary role of the FDIC is to lay bare, means make something open or public. Does it go with this context? No. Indemnify. Does it go with this context? No. Insure and protect. Insure and protect bank depositors' funds. Goes with context, grammatically also right. Hold this one. Can you use the word warrant here? No. Cinch? No. But whether you know the meanings or not, one thing you have to be sure about. What is that word? Insure and protect bank depositors' funds. Based on that, what is the word, right word here? Third option, insure is the right word. Have you got it? We'll go to the next one. Then what do we have? Protect bank depositors' funds against loss in the event of a bank failure. The FDIC also plays a critical role in banking practices. Banking practices are regulated, controlled, or streamlined. These are the words you have to think of. What is the first one here? Role in regulating bank practices seems right. Hold that one, but go to the other options and cross check. Can you say in liberate, is it grammatically correct? Wrong. In expressing, can you use the word express here? No. In interrupting, why will they interrupt? A negative word, not correct. And can you say in represses, grammatically is it right? No. What is the answer? In regulating, an easy one, should be able to answer. Next one. The FDIC became a permanent government agency through the Banking Act of 1935 after many state-sponsored deposit insurance plans proved to be unsuccessful. The FDIC, its income from, you get income from some source. Based on that, can you use the word induce? It doesn't go with the context. Can you say perform its income? No. Terminate its income? Negative word, doesn't go with the context. Generates in its income. Seems right. Hold that one. Divide its income? No. Generates its income. Easy to get the right word. Next one. The FDIC generates its income from fee charged to insured banks and savings isolation. No. Savings associations. Seems right. Hold that one. Savings separation. See, all these words I'm simply saying no, I'm not touching the grammar aspect. Only sometimes I'm touching. One of the reasons, every option, every question, don't try to take grammar approach. That will be a dead end. Some you have to use your grammar knowledge, but many you have to use your contextual awareness. Then comes the grammar aspect. So here, based on the context, savings separation, does it make any sense whatsoever? You have to say firmly no. Then based on that, you have to reject. Savings isolation, it doesn't go with the context. And intimacy, does it go with the savings context? Please respond. No. Combination. But what is the right word here? Savings associations. That seems right. We'll go to the next one. The FDIC's bank fee are based on a bank's deposit amounts. After deducting funds for losses and corporate expenses, banks are a credit for 2/3 of the annual payment. Underline a credit for 2/3. Banks are different. Can you use the word different in this context? Banks are accustomed to something. It takes a preposition to. You don't see that. Banks are chosen a credit. Is it grammatically correct? Banks are endorsed or an endorsed. What will you say? Again, grammar knowledge. Banks are allowed a credit. Banks are what? Allowed a credit. So what is the right word here? Banks are endorsed, I'm sorry, banks are endorsed, not the right word. Banks are allowed a credit for 2/3. Perfect, no problem. So what is the answer here? Fifth option. Has anyone got all the 5 correct? Close test. Very good. A few students. That's good. We'll go to the next one. What are these about? I guess praise replacement. Students at Rishi Public School, underline public school, are encouraged to pursue only those extracurricular activities from which success stems in college applications. This is a bit difficult for 2 reasons. One, you have to understand the context. It talks about the progress of a student from school to college. That is one thing you have to understand. Second, you have to know the meaning of the word STEM. The word STEM, generally, what does it go with? Plant. Exactly. Very good. But STEM as a noun, it goes with plants. But here STEM has been used as a verb. Please write the word STEM and write the part of speech verb. As a verb, it has 2 different meanings, and one is positive, the other is negative. Positive meaning, please write to generate. To generate or to develop or to progress. It's a positive word. Second meaning, to stop. First one is positive, to generate. Second meaning, to stop. To stop the progress of something. Curtail, write the word. Stop means here, curtail. Have you heard of the word curtail? Stop, block. So here it has been used as a verb. Positive meaning or negative meaning? Positive meaning. A bit difficult in my opinion, but let us see. Which success stems? Use your grammar knowledge. Can you say which success stems? Is it grammatically correct? No. First option, which success in college applications, from which, I'm sorry, you have to consider from which success in college application stems, seems right, hold this one. From which successful in college application stems, can you use the word successful? Underline that word, mark it wrong. From which stems successful in college, you cannot use the word successful, mark it wrong. From which stems success over college applications. Here, fourth option, first option, one of the 2. From which success in college application stems, that is one. From which stems success, you cannot use a preposition over. Underline the word over and mark it wrong. I hope you are listening carefully. Here, all that you can do, elimination approach, grammar knowledge. Based on that, what is the answer? From which success in college application stems. That means generates. From something, something else generates. Not an easy one. Many directors have a suspicion of there being an attempt by managers to conceal the extent of losses at the company. A very lengthy sentence, but in a nutshell, what does it mean? What do you understand from this? They suspect the managers to conceal or hide something. That's what it means. But do you have to use all these words, or can you go for a better expression? What is the first option here? Many directors have a suspicion of being an attempt by managers to conceal. It is lengthy, it is not grammatically correct. Many directors suspect the managers are trying to conceal. Many directors suspect what? The managers are trying to conceal something, hide something. Hold this option. Many directors have a suspicion on being an attempt by managers to conceal. Will you talk that way or write that way? It doesn't make any sense. Many directors, plural, can you say suspects? So what is the answer? Second option, many directors suspect the managers are trying to conceal the extent of losses at the company. One of the main characteristics of organic agriculture is the use of local resources, including on-farm biological processes such as availability of pest predators. Anything wrong with this? Such as what? Availability of something. Seems right, but we'll check the options. Can you use the word much? Processes much as. Underline the word much and mark it wrong. Processes as such as. Can you use as such as? Mark it wrong. Can you use on such? Mark it wrong. Such as available for. Here, one of the main characteristics of organic agriculture is the use of local resources, including what? On-farm biological processes, such as available for. This option, fourth option. But what is the option we have already seen? Have we considered any other option? No. You can also say such as available for something, availability of something. Available is a verb. Available is one form, availability another form. But when you change the word form, you have to change the preposition. Here, availability of something, nothing wrong. But here, such as availability of pest predators, hold this one. Such as available for pest predators. Which one seems right? Here, available for pest predators or such as availability of pest predators. Available of pest predators or available for pest predators. Underline the word predators. Predators means what? Write two words. First you write the word predator. Then you write the word prey. Predator is an animal that kills. Prey is an animal that gets killed. With that awareness, it talks about resources. Resources, availability of pest predators or available for pest predators. Resources is a positive word. Some resources are available for pest predators. Means what? They kill the pests. Are you guys listening? So based on that, answer should be the fourth option, not availability of pest predators. Underline the word resources. Resources available for pest predators. Then it makes sense. If you don't consider the word resources, then you may get confused. I hope you guys got it. How many of you have chosen the fourth option? Raise your hands. Good. A bit difficult, that one. For most rural communities, the link between the environment and the life of the peoples. Underline the link. You have to focus on the link. The link between what? The environment, nothing wrong, and the life of the peoples. Then you have to be a little disturbed. Life of the peoples or life of the people are very strong here. I'm sorry. The link singular or plural? Singular. Can you use are here? Mark it wrong. Then you have to go to the options. Please listen very carefully. The link is, not the link are. So ruled out. Given option, given sentence, not correct. The life of the people is very strong. Hold this one. Between the environment and the life of the people. Lives for the people. Can you say for the people? Underline the word for, mark it wrong. Lives of the people. Hold this one. Is very strong. Lives of the peoples are. Are is not. We cannot use. Already I've said. What is the reason? We are talking about the link. Then we cannot use a plural verb. You have to decide between the first one and the third one. Will you say life of people or lives of the people? So what is the answer based on that? Third option is the answer. But you have to spend some time. Is that the last one related to that one? Or one more we have? Human Development Index expand the mean of. Is it grammatically correct? No. And here, what is the subject? Please underline Human Development Index, 1 unit. It's a phrase. What is the key word here? Are you guys listening? Underline Human Development Index, that is a subject, that's a phrase. But in every phrase there is a key word. What is the key word here? Index. Above that put a star mark. Index is singular or plural? What is a plural? Two words are possible. Please write both the words. One is indices and the other indexes. Both are right based on the context. Index singular, plural indices or indexes. Write both the words. Both are right based on the context you have to use. So here the subject is singular. Then can you say expand? Or you have to say expands. So underline the word expand and mark it wrong. First option. Expands a mean. Can you say mean? Underline the word mean and mark it wrong. Second option. Expands the meaning of development. Seems right? Hold that one. Expanded. The sentence is about a fact. We have to use present tense. We cannot use past. Underline expanded, mark it wrong. Can you say index expanding? Present continuous, you have to use is expanding, but you cannot use a continuous tense here. It is a fact, we have to use present tense. Based on that, what is the answer? Second option. Human Development Index expands what? The meaning of development to include social indicators of education and health, which are very essential for human life. Now we have scrambled sentences. I have told you guys already. Look at the 4 parts, ask yourself, what is this about? First one you have to get. Then you can go for elimination. Can you say, is it about seriously violated? Or let me change the question, what is this about? It is about India's move. Underline India's move. India's move has grossly violated China's territorial sovereignty, seriously violated relevant agreements, protocols, and important consensus reached between the two countries. Consensus reached between the two countries. There is a connection between these two. And severely damaged peace and, a standard expression, peace and tranquility. There is a connection between these two. Now, you have to look for the option that begins with R. How many options with R? Only one option. That is your answer. You don't have to waste your time. But you should have the ability to identify the first part. What is this about? If you get the answer, then it becomes easy. New marketing channels. Is it, again you ask the question, what is this about? What is the answer you're going to get? Find ways. Very good. I appreciate you. We need to find ways to increase resilience across our food systems. How? By identifying new marketing channels, increasing efficiency to reduce losses, and improving the quality of products available and storage facilities, which are critical to flows of healthy foods and income to those who produce them. Everything is in place. But what is the first one here? We need to find ways. It is about finding ways. And how many options begin with S? That is your answer. I would like to reiterate, I am not touching the grammar dimension. You must have realized, intentionally, deliberately, I am not doing that. Because if you take the grammar approach, you may get, that is not it is not advisable, in my opinion. Why is it not advisable? 2 reasons. One, you have to look for the connecting words, one thing. Second, you have to use your grammar knowledge. And third, after getting the pairs also, you have to get the broad framework. There are so many steps involved that takes a lot of time. Instead of that, look at the 4 parts, ask yourself, what is this about? You get the answer, with that answer you go. We need to find ways, then things fall in place. The next one. What is this about? Someone's voice. Whose voice? The persistent voice of reality reveals the leader's vision to be what? Hollow, or his authenticity as fake. That disappointment is likely to be cherished ideals that have been invested with strong emotions, not politics. Some problem is here. There is no continuity. Yes or no? So we have to look at how many of you thought It begins with Q. The persistent voice of reality reveals a leader's vision to be so a few students. What is that first one? Q. How many options begin with Q? So strike off these. It should be either the third option or the fifth option. Now you have to check both to be damn sure. We'll try the third option. The persistent voice of reality reveals a leader's vision to be hollow or his authenticity as fake. The disappointment is likely to be, then what do you have? Not politics as usual, but eruption of rage at the betrayal of deeply cherished ideals. Here you have to get confidence. Betrayal. Already I've got the word. Betray means what? Backstab someone. You are supposed to be loyal to someone. Instead of being loyal, you cheat that person. Then what is the word? Betray or backstab. Betrayal of what? There is a continuity. Betrayal of deeply cherished ideals. This is a perfect combination, you have to know for sure. So it seems like the third one is the answer. But check the last option also. What is the first one here? The persistent voice of reality reveals a leader's vision to be what? To be cherished ideals that have been invested with strong emotions. Then hollow or is op. Does it make any sense? No. So what is the answer here? Third option is the answer. You don't have to go beyond Q, R. After Q, you have R, and after that S also you can make out. I think now we have the passage. How many questions have we done? 23 questions. Am I right? Out of 23, you should get 15 plus, in my opinion. Not that difficult. But passage is about time taking, not a short passage. But you can answer at least 5 questions if you read the passage. 3 questions a bit difficult. We'll check. Question number, looks like there is a problem with the audio. Fill the blank given in the passage to make the sentence grammatically and meaningfully complete. Where is the blank? The melting of Antarctica's Thwaites Glacier has long been a cause of. I have been telling you guys, there are 2 ways of responding. One, before you see the options, you have to think of the word concern, cause of concern. It's a standard expression. Something is a cause of concern. How do you get this? Based on exposure to the language, based on reading habit. Second option, what many candidates do, cause of what? They look at all the options. Cause of involvement, cause of disruption, and they use a grammar knowledge. I don't think you can get the right word grammar based. You cannot decide. You have to decide based on contextual awareness. Glacier melting is a problem. What does the context talk about? Or what is this passage about? Passage is about melting of a particular glacier. And what is the reason for this melting of a glacier? Climate change. It's all about that impact of climate change on the glaciers in the near the southern pole, Antarctic region. And you may wonder what happens if a particular glacier melts. If a particular glacier melts, obviously the sea levels rise. When the sea levels rise, what happens? Many coastal cities get inundated. They get submerged. You all know the town of Lord Krishna, Dwaraka. It got submerged. Same thing happens when the water rises. Coastal towns and villages, they get submerged. That makes a negative impact. So in a nutshell, the passage is about that. So it is a problem. Any problem, you will have concern. This is contextual awareness. Instead of that, you take each word, check the grammar aspect, and then you try to decide. In my opinion, you may get, may not get. May or may not. But instead of that, try to be on the other side, 1%. That 1%, they read the newspapers. They get exposed to a variety of contexts. And when they read a particular sentence, they know the context. And before they go to the options, they know which word goes into the blank. So what is the word here? Can you use involvement? Here, cause of disruption. Already I've got the word disruption. Disrupt means what? Interrupt. It goes with services and supplies. Cause of burden? No. Cause of confirm, an important word. There are 2 words you have to recollect based on that. One is write the word confirm, then you write the word confirm. First one, confirm the news, means make sure it is correct. Provide some evidence. Confirm. Confirm means to follow, to abide by, to comply. Comply the rules, comply with rules. FORM. Different meaning altogether. One means show evidence or make it solid with some evidence. Conform to the rules means what? Stick to the rules, follow the rules, abide by the rules, comply with the rules. That you have to recollect. So what is the answer? Simple and easy one. How many of you have got this one? Raise your hands. That is a problem. See, I've been telling you guys. I hope you are listening carefully. You are all intelligent, diligent. Diligent means what? Hardworking. And you are prepared to sacrifice 1 year. Yes or no? When there is a saying in English, what is it? When you want something, you have to lose something. You want a bright career for 30 years, so you are sacrificing your precious youth for 1 year. Fair enough. 1 year precious youth, golden period, for 30 to 40 years, brilliant career, fair enough. But when you do that sacrifice, your sacrifice should be meaningful. And your sacrifice has to bring in positive results. When will it bring a positive result? When you go in the right direction. You sacrifice, you don't go in the right direction, will you get the result? Obviously no. But you sacrifice, you take the exam approach, you go in the right direction, what will be? Success will be inevitable. No one can stop you, nothing can stop you. So I am telling you, don't take that approach, take this approach. What is that approach and what is this approach? Tell me. Or what is this approach? The approach I have been telling. Read the newspaper, English newspaper, every day for 60 minutes. Expose yourself to a variety of context. What is the reason? In the exam, you get the same context. In the exam, you get the same words. Already you have been exposed. Then easy to answer or difficult to answer. The same thing, cause of concern. The moment you read the first sentence, immediately the word concern pops up. Because you must have read many a time. It got registered at the subconscious level. And when you see that it gets triggered, then you know, oh, the right word is concern. Then you look at the options. What is the fifth option? And you will be damn sure about it. No ambiguity. With that immense confidence, you can go to the next question. Shall we go to the next question? Fine. Which of the following is the same in meaning as the word vital? First, you write the meaning of the word vital. One of the meanings, vital, means what? Important. Also write crucial. 2 words I want you to write. Important, crucial, vital. Vital organs, vital information, vital role. Typical combination. But this is a little challenging in the sense I have not given the exact word that goes with the meaning of the word vital. But you have a lucky in a way. What is the reason? You can take the elimination approach and get the answer. Vital is a positive word or a negative word. Contextually, otherwise also a positive word. Trivial, already I've got this word. It goes with fight. Sometimes you fight with your friend. Sometimes wife and husband fight. Silly fights. For silly fights, what is the word? Trivial. Trivial means silly. Something that is not that important. Does it go with that word? Vital, an important word. So mark it wrong. Docile. Many of you may not know the meaning of the word docile. Write the meaning. Docile means easy to control. Actually, this goes with animals. Docile animal. Domesticated animals are docile. Easy to control. That's why we could domesticate. Cow, all these animals, goat, sheep, it is easy to control. Docile in nature. What is the opposite word? Docile? Aggressive. Aggressive means what? Ready to attack. So not correct. Integral you cannot decide. So hold that one. What is the next one? Evitable. You all know the word inevitable. Inevitable means what? Unavoidable. Evitable means avoidable. So write the meaning, avoidable. It's also a positive word. Hold that one. Enigma. That's an important word, but generally we use a form enigmatic. Write the word enigmatic. Enigmatic means mysterious. Write the meaning. Mysterious, something you cannot understand, vague. ambiguous. But does it go with the context? No. You have to decide between integral and evitable. Vital, important. Integral also means important. Integral means what? Part of something. Part of something is important. So based on that, what is the answer? Third option, integral is the answer. How many of you have chosen? Good. That is good. No problem. 1 or 2. So first one easy to answer. Second one easy to answer. Now we'll go to what does the author want to convey through the line? Researchers are now saying that fears related to Twitis melting are worse than previously thought. What are the options here? The Twitis is one of the fastest melting glacier in the world, posing threat to mankind at an alarming level. But here, underline, what does the author want to convey? Underline that, those words, want to convey. Through the line, what is the line here? Worse than previously thought. Those are the key words. Second option, researchers have identified that there is another major threat of supply of warm water circulating beneath the glacier. Has been mentioned or not mentioned? Have you read the passage? Mentioned. Very good. Hold that one. Researchers have identified that the melting of glacier portrays why the Twitis glacier is often called the Doomsday Glacier. No. Answer should be the second option. What is the second option here? Researchers have identified that there is another major threat. See, worse than previously thought. On what basis? First they thought only one problem. Then they realized one more problem is there. And what is the source for that? They have identified that there is another major threat of supply of warm water circulating beneath the glacier. But this is not easy. It takes a lot of time. You have to read and you should be able to spot the exact key words. Next one. Which of the following is or are the effects of the study shows that warm water is approaching the pinning points of the glacier from all sides? Here underline effect or effects. The approach of warm water will melt the ice sheet and it will destabilize the glacier. Seems right? Hold that one. Once the ice sheet of the glacier melts, it breaks down into chunks of ice and they float off the land they used to be situated. Some problem is here. Twitis is important for Antarctica as it slows the ice behind it from freely flowing into the ocean. The question is about the effects of something. So you cannot consider the third one, though it seems right. And second one, to some extent, first one you can be damn sure. Second one also you can consider. Based on that, what is the answer? Both 1 and 2. But again, not easy to answer and not advisable to answer if you are not good at reading comprehension. Which of the following is a theme touched on the passage, in the passage? Underline the word theme. Scientists have dug a deep hole. That is not a theme. The Twitis glacier is often regarded as a doomsday glacier. Regarded as something, that is not a theme. Mark it wrong. Beneath the glacier, there is a flow of warm water which has a potential to destabilize it. This is a theme. Hold the third option. The Twitis glacier would eventually melt away in a few hundreds of years. That is not the theme. Scientists have observed the grounding line of the Twitis glacier in Antarctica. So what is the answer here? The third option is the answer. Not easy, I would like to reiterate. Which of the following is suitable title for the passage? Let us say you haven't read the passage. Already I have told you, when you don't get enough time to read the passage, you can answer the title of the passage. How can you do that? You have to read the introduction, you have to read the conclusion. The very first sentence says what? All of you go to the first sentence. The melting of Antarctica's Twitis glacier has long been a cause of concern because of its high potential of speeding up the global sea level rise happening due to what? Climate change. The very first sentence talks about two things. One is a problem, melting of the glacier. Second, the reason for that. What is the reason? Climate change. With that awareness, we will go to the options. The adverse effects of climate change. Underline the word adverse and write the meaning negative. Adverse means negative. Negative effects of climate change. Seems right? The grounding line of Antarctica's glacier? No. The probable effects of melting of a glacier. This also seems right. The situation of doomsday. No. Antarctica's largest glacier. But actually, it is all about, though they have written about the glacier, there is a concern about melting of the glacier and what is the reason behind climate change. Based on that, you have to consider the first option. What is the first option? The adverse effects of climate change. We'll go to the next one. Which of the following is antonym of the word retreat? We have already got the word retreat many a time. Beating retreat, I gave one combination. Retreat means what? Go back. Usually it goes with soldiers. When soldiers of a particular country see the enemy soldiers, if they leave the battleground or they go back, then we use the word retreat. Going back, what is the opposite word? Advance, move forward, or surge. So can you use the word evacuation? No. Retirement? No. Advance, hold that word. Write the meaning of the word alienation. Alienation means to get isolated, to get separated, or to get isolated. Not to be part of the mainstream. This word goes with, alienation goes with tribals. There is a particular problem called tribal alienation. Means what? Isolation of tribal people. They are not part of the mainstream Indian culture. So we use tribal alienation is a problem in our country. Can we use the word resignation? So what is the right word? Advance. And as I said, I would like to reiterate, based on the passage, whether you have read the passage or not, you should be able to answer 5 questions or 4 questions. 3 questions based on vocabulary, should be able to answer. 1 question based on blank, should be able to answer. 1 question, element of doubt, based on the title of the passage. Perhaps you can or you cannot, but 4 you should be able to answer. How many of you have answered 4 questions, those 4 questions based on the passage? Raise your hands. Others, why not? See, there are 2 things. After that, I will wind up the session. Passage, I will ask a new question. How many of you